Probably not, but yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah. Right, creating a new batch to try, go live. All right. Oh, we need to remove this destination from the broadcast and re-add it. Okay, let's do that. We need to remove this destination. Actually, this is working. Let's see which one worked. Everything apart from the Facebook group. Damn it. Okay, let's do this Facebook group again.
The most important one.
Yes. Save changes. And let's see if we can go live now in the Facebook group as well. We are live. All right. Hi, everyone. Jerome, I think there's some noise coming from your just like background noise, like a cat is scratching the something.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um, it is a cat.
yeah. I'll just put it up and down when I'm talking.
That's good. But I just want to make sure that we are live. Maybe you can jump onto Facebook just to see if everything is running as it should, because we haven't done a live broadcast in a long time, and we have a really special one coming today. Really, what we're working on to, or what we're going to be showcasing today, is our roadmap for 2023. And we got George joining us. What's up, George? It's good
Hey
to see
George.
you, my man. It's been a while since we've done a live broadcast, so I'm really excited for this. We got Tigis. Yes, like the Yoast CEO, Yoast CEO. What's up? Tigis is saying hi to George, but hi to you, Tigis. I can see more and more people are starting to join us. So we're gonna hang out here for like just a couple more minutes, just to allow a few more folks to kind of chime in and while this is happening, I would love for everyone to tell us how was 2022 for you. Where are you coming from, or where are you joining from, and how was the past year for you? Let me see some comments in here. I would love for this to become a bit of an interactive session like we have right here. What's up, Andrew? And we got Tejas all cool, was looking out for this update. Perfect. And we got George already having these internal conversations. I love it, George. So, Jerome, how are you?
Doing great, man. Excited for to go through what we're going through. I think it will also be good for us to solidify it for us as well. Like talking about it in a way where it's to outside users as opposed to us just talking about it internally. Yeah. So I'm excited to do this definitely.
Okay, that's awesome. We got Facebook user here. Love from UK. Thank you. And we're also joining both of us here from the UK. Um, for those that are joining from Facebook or anywhere else, really, oh, I think it's only from Facebook where you need to click the button and let StreamYard own your data, basically, so that we can see who you are. We got Yo coming in here. What's
They
up?
own you already. They own you already. You might as well let them own you a bit more.
They know everything. Yeah, they know everything. All right. So here's what we'd like to do over this coming hour. We're just going to move on to this one. So, over the past 3.5 years since we started Adarim, we've gone from a simple WordPress plugin to a full blown software and a platform that is now serving more than 10,000 agencies, freelancers, and digital teams, which is still mind blowing. Some of the users already have more than 5,000 websites inside their own accounts. So we're talking about a couple of million of tasks over since we started. And this is really awesome because it really started with Jerome and I were running our own agency back in the day here in London. And we just got frustrated with all of the same things that all of you are dealing with on a day-to-day basis, and we decided to do something about it. And Adarim is really our answer to this. And as 2023 begins, we are determined to make the web collaborative, which is our main mission, even more than ever, by optimizing the experience and delivering new key features to keep expanding our suite of tools for you guys, digital agencies and digital teams. So here's what we're going to be covering on today's session. And we're going to go through these four categories, if you will, of features and advances that we'll bring to our app over the upcoming year. What's up, Disha? Say hi to Disha, everyone here on the comments. We got love from Ireland. That's great. And so we broke it down to those four categories. And I would like to encourage everyone to, as we're starting to see here on the chat, which is amazing, let's make this a collaborative effort here and ask questions. Let us know what you think of the features. If you have any ideas or anything like this would be a great place to bring your thoughts, your concepts, your workflows into this discussion, so we can learn from you and we can improve these concepts and ideas and things that we already started working on as we are releasing them this coming year. So this session again is an open one, so please ask questions, and we're going to go through those four categories of features. More visual collaboration because there's still a lot of places to explore. A bunch more of control over your work, bunch more plug and play um, concepts, basically more integrations and more partnerships like we've done this past year. Right, so we already have the first question coming in, which is great. Would it be possible to get a box around the area that a client or guest selected to add a note? Oh, actually, there's something to show you, Tejas. I think I understand what you mean, and there's something really cool that is actually already in beta that we will show really soon. So I'll keep this question here and I'll pull this up in a few minutes. That's great. But this is exactly the type of things we want to know from you guys. So on that same path of adding more transparency and making sure that everyone knows what we are working on, what we're trying to achieve for you, and again going back to what we did at the beginning of the company, Jehrome, where if you remember, we were very much hands-on engaged with every single user when we had a couple of hundreds, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think I knew, I met like 50 people through doing that, talking to them, and some of them still use it today. When I see, they reach out to support for something, I recognize a lot of the names from our founding members.
Yes, and it was a lot easier to do back then, and
Yeah.
so we need to find those, or we're thinking and working on finding those scalable processes that will allow us to continue with that same transparency, that same closeness to our users. Now that there aren't hundreds, but there's tens of thousands, and so what we launched is the return of the roadmap. So if you're going to go now to innovation.adarim.io, and I'm going to pull this up right here.
We also have a question from George quickly that I can actually answer. He
Yes.
says, can we remove the complete task box from client user because my very smart clients keep completing their own tasks before I even handled it? And that's an interesting point actually, because you can change, you can turn off status for as an
Logging
option
is
for
solved.
clients, but they can click the checkbox still, right?
True. Yes.
So
That's
that's actually something to consider. So yeah, so George, I'll make a note of that, and I
Let's do
reckon
more
we
than
should.
this. Let's submit an idea in real
Yeah,
time
do it
here
right.
from
Yeah, great
George's
idea.
question. So, what we did here with this awesome platform is now you have the ability to come in and bring ideas to the table at your own accord. You can just come into innovation.adarim.io. We're still working on implementing this through single sign-on and things like that, so that it will go through, so that you only need to use the Adarim login to do this. But we still wanted to make sure that this is coming for this, or that we can present this on this session. So let's submit an idea here, and basically the idea is, can we remove the complete task box from the client user, and I will add some of George's. I'm not saying exactly which George. Clients don't understand that he needs to actually do the work before the task is marked as complete, right? I'm going to add this to the plugin and to the dashboard. And this is pretty much like an improvement to something that we already have. And I'm going to submit this idea. There it is. So I would like to encourage everyone to go in innovation.adarim.io and start submitting some ideas. Over here, you can also find a bunch of others that you can already upvote. We're just launching this minute, so you see everything is just one, and you can view the roadmap and walk along with us as we were doing this together here with us. So let's go back.
We also have the change log as well in what's new. And right now we're still using something else for this on the app, but we will be transitioning to using this this new platform in the app as a widget, which is and it's a way nicer one. It has way more space, it's way bigger, so it'll be way more viewable than it currently is.
Yes, and there's a lot of stuff that happened over the past year, and so this is a great place to come and just get an update of all of the things that we built. Now, talking about last year, what we are going to do, and let's start with the first category here. More visual collaboration in Adarim 2023. So last year we've enhanced this significantly, and really the format that we thought that would be really cool for this presentation is to go through a couple of stuff that we built last year, and then go into things that we're going to be building this coming year. So Jehrome, how about you start by telling us about last year?
Yeah, sure. George's question's still on the screen as well, by the way, if you want to just take it off, so it's not there for the whole time. So as Vito mentioned previously, we were just a lowly WordPress plugin, very, very simple when we first started. And then we got the dashboard where you know any website that you added with the plugin got added to the dashboard, and you can manage all of the tasks through the dashboard. And then the final phase of that was what we released last year, which was actually I think our biggest feature last year, and one of the most complex ones to figure out was being able to add any website as long as you have the URL and it's HTTPS and it's not locked behind some kind of login. You can add it to the dashboard and you will be able to annotate over it. And this really opened up the platform because we made it super easy to also get started, where literally you just add a URL on our main site, takes you to the dashboard with it added. And I think showing Vito, I guess you can give a quick demo of it now. Because with the WordPress plugin, you have to download it, you have to have a WordPress installation, you then have to install the plugin, activate it, then go through the activation process of getting it added to the dashboard. But with this, you put the URL in, and that's it. It gets added.
Yeah. And within a few
yeah.
seconds, we're basically opening up the website so you can start. Oh, nice! I like the new notices right there.
Yeah, we pushed that yesterday.
So we can start leaving comments directly on websites, even though we don't own, but really within seconds, and just say like, "Who's this guy?" Right?
And really, what the main thought behind this was obviously, WordPress is 33% of the internet, or I think it might even be higher now.
Yes.
But if you've got a Shopify site, a Drupal site, whatever you're building it on, you can add it here and you can collaborate on it. So it doesn't have to be strictly WordPress.
Exactly. So then what happened? So we have visual collaboration on any website in a secure and easy way. Just drop in the URL and straight away you can start working on it. But then we kept on going last year with visual collaboration advances, and we launched this feature.
Yeah, sorry. And this essentially is exactly the same thing as what you just saw with a few additions. So you drop in an image, or you can even drop a URL into this feature too, and it will take a screenshot of the page that you give it. And then same sort of thing, you can collaborate on a design. I guess Vito can show it. Do you want to show maybe with the Apple site as well? I think it would be cool if you did that.
What, just add the Apple site here?
Yeah. I'm not sure how the design is going to turn out with Apple actually, because their site is very it's very custom built. You
can either upload images or
nice.
straight away just drop in a URL and start collaborating on an image based
Yeah,
on
exactly.
an image that is in here and said change this title.
But with this, it's not just, collaborating with tasks. You can add a version. So in the top right, you see you can add a different. So let's say Vito gives me a change here. I then update this. I then take another screenshot. I then add it again. So I guess you could add another one.
And what will I take? Let's say Amazon.com, right?
Yeah. And then what this allows you to do is it allows you to create, an iterative workflow with your clients. So that, I reckon Amazon's homepage is so big that that's
Yeah,
probably going to
might
take a
need
while.
some. But that's the
Yeah.
idea. You can click here, add a version that you need to that you want to add, or upload an image, and then you're basically able to track the versions that were updated through this thing. And also, it's a great way of going to back to the client and telling them, "Listen, we're now at version 57. Maybe it's time to relax a little bit, and put a stop to this thing."
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
then what's going on here on the left side is the ability to add more images and designs into this into basically what we call, you can see we have one more here, we can have more, but let's add just this one for the example. And you can see now we have this item as what we call a notebook. So this entire component is a notebook of designs where you can have multiple designs. Maybe you have multiple versions of a logo that you want to work on, or you might have a PDF that has multiple different pages or brochure, or maybe you're working on mock-ups for a website and you have the homepage, the about us page, the contact us page, and whatever, and you want to add all of these things into some kind of a container. So with this new feature, image-based collaboration, you can do that, and so you have the main item, and within it you have designs, and within each one of the designs you have the versions of that particular design. But it didn't really stop there, did it? And this is the next thing that we have here, which are the user journeys.
Yeah, so this is great for if you are the type of agency who first designs mock-ups for clients. You design everything in Photoshop or XD or whatever you're using. And then you actually want to create the journey through these mock-ups of what your client should expect from button presses. So, in this example, what's happening is Vito's creating a hotspot on the button on this image. You can do it wherever you want, of course, on the image. And then you go into the hotspot mode, you click that, and then it will take you to that the design that you specify. So you can create the whole flow of an app or of website mockups, very similar to something like InVision, essentially. And you send this to your client, they go through every step, and they can tell you, actually, what, I don't want that to link there, I want it to link here. So already before you've even started building the site, you're already giving them the flow of what to expect when you do actually build the website. They're not going to be surprised by anything. So it's just a great way to do that. And then you can also do this with the versions. You can add to different versions, different designs, etc. So yeah, you can really create the full experience of what your client should expect from the product that you're making for them.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Figma style, exactly, George. Yeah, same. You can also do the same thing in Figma as well.
Yes. And right now, let's see what's coming next. So next up, and this is actually a feature that is already in beta. We're testing this right now. This allows you to create an image or to take a screenshot of the current view, and then start annotating this in all kinds of cool ways, very much like you do on a screenshot and so on. So it's already live, isn't it? But it's kind of hidden, so many people don't even know that it's live yet. But if you want to experiment with this particular feature, you can actually do this right now. Let's go to this Apple website, for example.
Yeah,
And
we're still iterating on it. The screenshots could definitely be more accurate, so it's kind of hidden at the moment. But you can still use it. It still works nicely.
so eventually, where it will be another icon right here or here, where you have a little camera that will just take an automated screenshot of the exact view, so that you and your clients can actually annotate and work on images that are gonna be pushed into here. But right now it's kind of hidden into under this tab. So if I'm going to click on annotate current view, it's going to take a screenshot of that. And you see now it opened this image that I can mark here and have an arrow around this and say like, maybe write a little note. It says, who is this guy? Right?
Vito clearly doesn't know who Timothy Chalamet
Oh, this
is.
guy. Who? Oh, you know who he is? You know
Yeah, he's
him?
an actor. Yeah, he's an
Yeah.
actor.
Fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm out of the loop, am I?
yeah.
But you can move these things around. You can make these items a little bigger. Working on even making this a little more smooth. I can add a circle here, maybe around this part, and so on. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And then this is intended to,
Yeah.
give, sometimes words, well, not that words aren't enough, but I think this is just if you do have a client that is particularly difficult in terms of explaining things to you, this can make things way clearer when you're showing in an even more visual way than what you're showing with the task, giving way more context. And
Then when
I
I click
actually,
on, yeah, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, no, I actually did see like some users using it where they they wanted changes in a title. So they took a screenshot of the title and they literally put speech marks around what they wanted to keep and they crossed out with the pen what they wanted to delete. It
Very
just
cool.
makes it super obvious.
Yes, and then it just pushes this once you click on complete, it just pushes this as a comment so that you guys can access these requests in a much more meaningful way in other places of the app. So either by clicking here, and of course it's going to load this up, or I can go back to my inbox or my boards. Let's go to inbox and load this website here. Where you see we have who is this guy? Which guy? This guy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And if you want to get there, we're just going to click this button. It's going to open this up and find this task for me, of course. Right. So, well, this we had a privilege of actually showing you how it works and so on.
That's the only one.
Yeah, the other ones we're gonna need to talk about how they will work. But this is one that we're really excited about. It's already live as of last week, but there's still gonna be improvements coming into this next up. Video-based collaboration. So this was a highly requested feature, and really the way that this is going to work is that you're gonna have the ability, or we basically call this general tasks version 2.0. And this what is a general task? So if you go to your, and let me just make this a little smaller here. If you go to any website on the URL based or even the WordPress sites, you have a little button that is called general. If you click on it, you can create a task that is not attached to the canvas itself, which means that it's kind of it's a generic task, I guess, right? And so what we want to do is we want to enhance this feature with video tasks. So here you will have the ability to, once you click on it, you have those two options: record a video or comment with text. Comment with text would give you exactly what you have right now. But if you're leaving a comment, if you're clicking here, it's just gonna start recording straight away, very much like Loom. Now, what's the difference? Why not just use Loom? The main difference and the key difference here is that no one needs to install anything. Your clients you don't need to explain to them how to install a Chrome extension and to open up an account with another thing and then take the link from there and send it to you via email or on Slack or wherever, or via snail mail, or with a dove, right? How do you, not with a dove, with a, what's it called? Yeah,
Pigeon?
with a dove. With a
Is it
pigeon,
a dove?
yes.
Yeah.
So instead, it's all happening from that same place. It's just going to create a video-based task that is going to be associated with this website. Now, not only that, but after this task is created, you will be able to share just the task elsewhere. So if you want to have create a short video to showcase something on the website or whatever, and then get a link for that particular one that will be public, you can click the share button and share a URL with someone that will just open this task alone without giving them access to the rest of the dashboard.
Yeah, and I like to look at it as like actually a brand new way to collaborate using the platform, because it's kind of like a full screen experience. So instead of,
Yes.
if you do have something you want to talk about that might not necessarily even be on a live site yet, um, you want to talk about their logo, for example, you can just create a general task like this, put the logo in, and talk about it. Even if you're not using video, just talk about it in text, and then send them the link to it. So instead of you going back and forth in emails, you're collaborating on this full screen task. It's almost like an app in itself, in my opinion. I think is how I'm viewing it. It's going to feel like, you can use it that way. So yeah, I'm really excited for us to start working on this one.
Very much so. Yeah, and I even have like a more advanced mock-up here. If I can share that, can I? No, I can't. Never mind. So let's move on because there's still a lot more to see here. Um, Next up, real-time collaboration. So again, we're still in the category of enhancing visual collaboration this coming year. After the past year where we launched open to all websites and we also launched image-based collaboration and user journeys. This year, we have the image annotations, we have the video-based collaboration, and we have real-time collaboration. Very much like Figma, where you can go in and you can see my mouse here. Instead of the mouse, you're gonna have like the user, and you can leave comments and notes and talk to each other in real time. And this is on top of leaving tasks on the page. But if you want to work with someone at the same time, that will give you that ability. A lot of the reasons why we decided to look into this is because we're seeing a lot more of our users using the platform as internal collaboration. So with clients, probably best to give it to them. Let them do it whenever they can. Whenever you tell them to. But just leave the comments and then leave the tasks, and then you can tackle them later on. But when you're working internally, it's very nice to just see each other and just say to each other, how about you add a little circle right here and maybe remove this guy, and I want to change this picture. So you can do that in real time with team members. Anything else you want to talk about this one, Jehrome?
No, I think you covered it all.
Okay, awesome. So now these are the collaboration experiences, the 3 new collaboration experiences that we're bringing up this year. But we still need to make sure that you guys know what's going on. So we're going to do 2 things in terms of notifications that will improve your collaboration experience significantly. Do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, sure. And that's why, like, I was kind of, when I was, doing the order of this presentation, I kind of second guessed myself putting this in visual collaboration. But I think it kind of, it is making it more visually collaborative, because essentially what you're going to have is it's not going to be like a crazy notification system. It's going to be what you expect, where you can click on this notification bar on the bottom left. It's going to open a sidebar. You're going to see all of the things that you missed since you went away from the dashboard. When you click on it, it's going to take you to where that is, essentially. So, very, very standard stuff, but it's going to just allow you to visually collaborate better, because you're not going to miss anything like this. So I think this is actually going to make collaborating on the dashboard way easier, because you don't have to look for anything. We're giving it all to you. We're giving you your day, basically, with
Yes,
this notification bell.
very much so.
What you need to do in it. So yeah, can't wait to do this one too.
And so while the previous one is come and check it out when you need it, when you want it, the next one is gonna be pushed to you in real time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, so very much like these are basically desktop notifications. We know this feature from many other applications, which basically you can opt in, and then you will be able to see a little box coming in here on the side, like you see from Slack or similar apps, where you have a notification that is regarding yourself.
But what makes what's going to make our push notifications especially special, sorry, it doesn't make much sense, but if my client comments on a WordPress website,
Right.
maybe we could include a link to that task on the WordPress website in this push note. So we can basically just send you everywhere where Atrium is across your entire portfolio, essentially. So
Yes.
you're not just going into Atrium, you're going to the WordPress sites where the comments are happening. You're going to the collaborate, you're going to the designs that is happening on, so it's actually
And I
cool.
think that this is the perfect transition to the next category that we're going to be talking about here, because as you're saying, Jerome, it's about centralizing collaboration communications across the web, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And our mission as a company is to make the web collaborative. And so there's many ways to go about this, and there's years and years of work that we can go put into this, and where we started from WordPress and starting to expand beyond. So more plug and play. And again, like we did with the previous category, we're going to roll back 1 year and see what we did on this category this past year. And then we'll see what's coming up next. So the main thing that happened this past year when it comes to the plug and play category is releasing our WordPress plugin on the repo. And this means that while we had a plugin from day one, really, we started as a plugin company. It was never free. It was always a premium plugin that you had to sign up to a premium account and then download the plugin and then install it on your website. Now, because we launched a free plan this past year as well, which is also notable, now there's a plugin directly on the repo so that you can go in from the website and click add new and just type in Adorim and install the plugin directly from there. Makes the process a lot quicker, a lot easier. Which with the other method of collaborating is through URL. This is much deeply integrated into the website itself. And this is our first, essentially, what started the company as the first plugin. And then we expanded beyond that with integrations to other tools that you guys are using on your day to day. And I would love to hear what kind of tools you're using right now that you believe will be a good fit for integrating with Adorim. And you can leave that in the comments below. And Jerome, what can you tell us about our integrations this past year?
So I noticed a mistake on the. I don't know why it says make there, so I'm just gonna erase that and
Make,
everyone can
yeah,
pretend like
why not?
they.
That's Integromat. It's called Make.
Ah, okay. I was very confused. I thought I made a spelling mistake. Yeah. So we did a bunch of integrations last year, um, and a lot of people, as a design agency, you're very integrated into the tools that you use, especially the longer you use them. For example, we still use Teamwork. It's very hard
Yeah,
for us to get out of it because we are just so embedded.
yeah.
So we understand that if you're using something like ClickUp or Jira or Basecamp or Asana, those don't offer any visual collaboration features really. They're all just project management tools.
Yes.
So what we're trying to do with the integrations is to allow you to still stay in those systems if you want, but still get the benefit of using Atrium. So I create a task on a URL-based website, and instead of me then needing to see what my client creates one, sorry, and then me needing to copy paste what they said, save the screenshot, then create it in ClickUp or Asana or Basecamp or Trello. These integrations do it automatically for you in a folder or a project or whatever they're called on the platform of your choice. And they stay in sync with each other. So if I add a comment on ClickUp task that's been created through Atrium, that comment will also be added on Atrium and vice versa. So it's always staying in sync. So you can have a contractor working from ClickUp. They don't even need to see Atrium, but your clients are using Atrium. So it's just a way to bring visual collaboration and your project management closer together. And then we also have Slack as well, which is basically a Slack bot. So you can, make a Slack channel, and every time you get a new task, it will pop a message in there with all of the information that you want, like the automatic screenshot, the comments, the status, and stuff like
To
that.
notify the team that a new task has come in and needs their attention.
Exactly. And you can also have, a specific channel that's only for tasks that have been marked as critical. So let's say I
Right.
only want to know about the tasks in Slack that my client has marked as critical and urgency. You can also do things like that. So okay, cool, I need to take care of this task quite quickly. And then Zapier and Pabbly and Make, they're more and I'm sure everyone here knows what those platforms are for, but they are, for custom integrations that we haven't done a native integration for. So for example, I can link with Zapier, I can link Atom to Google Sheets, and I can put in a Google Sheet, all of the tasks in rows if I want, if that tickles your fancy. I don't know why I would, but if it does, you can do it. And that was sort of our mantra for last year's integrations, allowing people to create these custom workflows between something that they already use with Atom. If you don't use any of these things, I would actually recommend just only using Atom. But if you do, you have the choice to integrate. And that was sort of why we did all of these last year.
Yes, and really the idea is on the concept behind some of these project management systems. They are there to serve everyone, right? You can have a construction company using ClickUp, or an accountant firm using ClickUp, as well as a web design, as well as an SEO company or whatever, right? Um, because they are so broad, they will never niche down to the things that we're doing for designers and digital teams. And so, while they will go deeper into project management and things that we will never go into, we are going way, way deeper into visual collaboration and systemization of comments and tasks that they will never get into. So, if you
Yeah.
combine the two together, you get an extremely powerful workflow and daily experience.
And that's also one of the reasons why people are more hesitant to move out of them. Because if you use something like ClickUp or Jira as a design agency, you really need to customize the hell out of it to actually use it for
Yes.
your use case, which makes them even more hesitant to move to something else. Because they're just not made, like you said, they're just super broad. So these
Yes.
integrations, allow you to still use it while getting the benefit of Atom.
So let's see what's coming this year when it comes to our plug and play category. So that means integrations, that means maybe new plugins. And yes, there is a new plugin that will come in this year, which is our Figma plugin. And what is it? Really, what we found with Figma, and that's the challenge with a lot of with every platform out there that has some sort of visual collaboration tools embedded into it. And you can see that with Figma, you can see that with even Google Docs, you can see this with Elementor Notes, for example. Basically, every platform that has the ability to put image stickers on a canvas has the same two pitfalls. One is that it's just a feature, it's not a focus, and therefore they will never invest the time and resources and the effort that we are investing into to expand this experience for you with things like statuses or task status, task priority, tagging different users, adding tags, automated screenshots, internal tasks, notes within comments, editing, deleting, all of those kind of things, adding annotation of images that we just saw earlier here today, videos, and all of those kind of cool things that we are uploading files. Even though those things, they will never do those stuff. It's more of about just let's leave a comment and move on. Now, that's one problem. It's never going to be as deep as we need as professionals. And the second challenge that happens there is that they're all fragmented. So, for example, with Figma, if you have, and even on our Figma account, which we started using just as Dave joined us, our new designer, just recently. Before that, we're using XD, and we migrated to Figma, which is a really nice experience. But already there's 10 projects sitting inside our Figma account. With 10 projects, if we leave a comment on one of them, Dave will never know. He needs to go into that project and look for that comment on the canvas to actually see that it was left there. Or someone needs to go and leave a message on our chat channel, our internal communication channel, to let him know that a comment was left on this Figma item, right?
Which defeats the point entirely, of course.
Exactly. And so it's like when we used to have that in the agency. A client would send us an email and then send a WhatsApp message that he sent an email, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So Adorim solves both of these challenges: going deep and centralizing communications. And so what we're going to do with Figma is we're going to allow. There's going to be a plugin but it's also going to become a new item on our dashboard where you can pull in items from Figma and leave comments directly in there. It will sync with Figma comments so that you will still see them on their within Figma, but using the Adarim experience will give you 10 times more of the benefits and the features. So if Dave, for example, the designer, decides to leave a comment inside Figma, it will appear in that exact location inside the Adarim board that was shared with the rest of the team and or with clients, stakeholders, and things like that. If someone is making a comment inside Adarim, it will add this comment inside Figma, inside that same task, and so on. So again, very much of a two-way sync experience between the two platforms, and the idea is to allow you to work and design where you want, because we're never we don't want to touch the design tools. That's not our game, you know. Let Figma be Figma, let Elementor be Elementor, let Gutenberg be Gutenberg, let Webflow be Webflow, let Google Docs be Google Docs for the creation experience, while we tackle the collaboration experience.
I think something else as well that we should mention is the live editing as well. So if you're editing something in Figma,
Right.
on the Atrium side, you will see it update. You don't need to refresh, which I think is super exciting. I can't wait to see that in action. It's going to be cool.
Yes. And as well with our with the and another thing is that if someone wants to collaborate with you inside Figma, they need to register to Figma. They don't have stuff like our guest mode, where you don't need to share your details and you could just like start leaving comments straight away. So really, it enhances it reduces a bunch of friction. It enhances the feature capacity or the depth of the tool itself, and it centralizes all of those requests. Then we also have a bunch of two-way integrations, very much like we saw last year that we did with Jira, Trello, ClickUp, and a bunch of others. This year we're going to be doing Airtable, Monday.com. We're still waiting for Teamwork is already done. We're just waiting for them for like 6 months now to review it and give us the thumbs up that we can launch it. This is just shocking, really. If someone knows someone from Teamwork that we can speak to, please get in touch and let us know, because we'd love to launch that as well. Better Proposal, I think, would be a really cool way to integrate, especially with what we're going to show next here. Airtable, of course, and GitLab to track bugs and things like that, right? Then there's also a new category of integrations that will be launching this year, which are cloud storage. And so this connects to a new feature that we will show you shortly. But really, the idea is that when a client is adding, or a stakeholder, or even you are uploading an image into a task, it will automatically be uploaded to a folder inside your Google Drive or inside Dropbox, so that, again, you or them don't need to register, log into yet another tool. Everything is automatically synced between the systems. I think that's pretty much it around these ones, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're not super. There's nothing crazy, and I think we're gonna look into sort of doing two-way sync as well. So if you upload something to Dropbox, it will also show inside Atrium. But then we need to figure out sort of like, where do we store that? Do we store it in a project? Do we store it? So that's kind of like, yeah.
So this will show that in a second, right?
Yeah.
Then the third category, and please let me know what you guys think so far. If we're gonna do a quick recap, we went through some of these this coming year. In the visual collaboration, we have the image annotation. Let me know what you think about that, about video collaboration, Loom style tasks that you can share around, real time collaboration that you can just leave comments straight away, notifications through the bell, as well as desktop notifications in real time. And then we have the new Figma plugin and a bunch of new integrations as well. Right. So next up, partnerships, more partnerships. So what we found last year is that it's really fun to work with other teams. And we want to do more of that this year. We kind of Thank you, Lax. It's good to see you. We kind of found that as we're working with other awesome teams in the WordPress space or generally in the SaaS space or hosting space, it's very cool to make sure that we're enhancing the tools, their features through what we worked on for the past few years, and then through an integration and a collaboration with that team, we are able to bring in features that we will probably never touch but are very much useful to our users. And so last year we did a couple of really cool things. As an example, we connected with rocket.net so that inside Rocket, you can actually let me go to my Rocket account here, for example. Rocket.net is a host that is an extremely powerful and really fast WordPress managed host. And if you go to your Rocket dashboard, you have this little bar right here, the Adorim section, where you can just click one click and it will start collaborating on this website straight away. Let's check it out. You see it's like Rocket and Adorim, and within a couple of seconds, it will pull this website. Again, if the demo gods are going to be on my side, everything's going to work as expected, right?
They never are.
I never will. Let's do another one here. Maybe this site is dead. Let's try this guy.
There you go.
Right. So we have a WordPress website here in the background being fetched right now, and we can already see that this website is already on my dashboard. So it through this integration, it allowed me to continue working. But if it wasn't, it would add this automatically that I can start leaving a comment and delete the hello world post. One click visual collaboration through partnerships. And this is, again, connects really well to our mission, which is make the web collaborative. And if we can enable more and more companies to do this, and if you don't have an Adorim account, it will invite you to register for free into our free account. So you can still do a lot of those awesome things with, again, one click of a button. And so we want to do more of these stuff this year. And let's see another one that we've done last year. Oh, and then if you have a Rocket account from your Adorim dashboard, you can actually do a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. That's why I put much more, because it's too much to put in a title.
Yeah. So let's do latest tasks first, and you have this Rocket site here, right? That we just
I think
saw.
you should show Atom instead, because it will have way more stats there to sort of show. It's on the second row.
That's fine. Showing this guy here with some information, but that's we can see the visitors on the website. We can clear cache straight away from here. We can manage the plugins and themes. We can actually access all the files directly from here. See, like WP content and plugins. Let's see what's going on in this account. We have Adorim installed. We actually have two versions of the plugin installed from different times, I guess. And WP reset and whatever, right? We can pull up backups, create new backups, and all kinds of awesome things. This is directly from your dashboard, so you can have full control over your website through this little button right here. Or you can even create a brand new WordPress install and then add this to the website, to the Adorim dashboard through a URL, or automatically install the WordPress plugin. Very cool. Then we also connected with Main WP, which was an awesome experience working with Dennis and Mustasam and the Main WP team. And there's a really deep integration between the two. Jehrome, do you want to elaborate on this a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So I think teaming up with the Main WP was something, or a company like Main WP was something we wanted to do for a while, because like Vito was saying before, we're not trying to take over. We're not trying to do everything, and obviously we're not going to get into hosting because it's just like not what we do.
Yeah.
Or in terms of the back end maintenance of any sites as well. But obviously Main WP, that's what they do, right? They're for your back end maintenance. So the integration basically allows you to manage both the back end and front end of all of your clients' WordPress sites, whether you're on the Main WP dashboard or you're on the Adorim dashboard. And for example, here in this mockup, we can see that the tasks from Atrium are being pulled into the main WP dashboard. And then inside Atrium, all of the sites that are connected to main WP, you get like a small widget showing you, and correct me if I'm wrong, if the site is up or down, how many plugins you need to update. Yeah, exactly like that. How many security vulnerabilities that you have. And if you click on this widget on any of the sites, you get taken to the dashboard, your main WP dashboard. So it just
Yes.
allows you to keep an eye on both. I don't need to go, if I want to focus more on the front end, I can go to Atrium, then I can still get an overview of what's happening in main WP. And then inside main WP, if I want to create very similar to what Vito just showed with Rocket, I click one button, it takes me to Atrium with this site to visually collaborate on. Those tasks all then get pulled into main WP as well as a list. There's a few other
Yes.
things like exporting time entry or exporting reports. You can include the tasks inside that. And you can also view the tasks inside the main WP dashboard. And I think scroll up just one second. What was the middle one again?
This way.
Access your tasks. Yeah, I already spoke about that. So it's basically just bringing your back end and front end maintenance all together. Depending on where you are, you can do both. I think main WP side, you get a bit more from Atrium, but inside our dashboard, you still get enough to know, okay, cool, I need to go and update 10 plugins on this side. Or,
Yes.
oh, wow, this website's down. Why? Let me click the widget, takes me straight to my main WP dashboard.
Now, what are we going to do this year? So the first one that we're already working, and this is the first time that we're going to be talking about this right here, and that should launch fairly soon, is collaboration with Visual Composer, or the new version of Visual Composer, the React-based platform of it. We know that we used to use this tool back in the day, and since then the old platform changed its name to WP Bakery, and basically it got forked and completely rebuilt as the new Visual Composer, which is a really awesome tool to have a look at. And what we're doing with them is we're basically bringing in the collaboration experience into their interface, so that if you are using Visual Composer, then you can use Adorim as the plugin, and within the interface itself you can access all the tasks and all of the comments without needing to open multiple tabs and multiple screens and jump between the different items. This
Yeah,
is
I
the
think
Yes.
I think also, yeah, to just to make it clear what Vito's saying here is that right now, if you're using something like Elementor or another page builder where we don't have this integration, you cannot view the tasks while you're inside the builder, because we just can't load them in the builder, because you're moving stuff around, the stickers go all over the place. You can't, the sidebar, if we have our sidebar there, it breaks everything because they're just not compatible. This integration actually allows you to view tasks that are made on the front end while you're inside the builder. So I can copy paste the text that's in tasks. I can save the images.
Yeah.
You basically just get you don't, like Vito's saying, I don't need to have the live page open and the editor open on different screens and then looking, oh, what's this task? Okay, I need to do this. It's going to be way faster to do the work inside the page.
Exactly. And so this is the first one launching fairly soon, and then the next one is collaboration with InstaWP. InstaWP is a really awesome product. Very much, it started similarly to a product, to a feature that we used to have back in the WP feedback days, which, if you remember, Jehrome,
Oh, the
the
sandbox.
sandbox. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So we used to have this a community, or like a body press platform, where we built the ability to create, for every user that joined was able to create one WordPress website, to play around with it, and then it would self cleanse after 2 weeks or so. InstaWP took this really basic idea that we had, and pumped it with steroids, really.
Yeah, it's awesome. It actually surprises me how fast the site gets created. Like, they're
Yes.
not kidding when they're saying Insta. Like, it truly is instant. It's awesome.
Yes, so if you need sandboxes, if you want to try some things out, if you're playing with WordPress, and you want to try some plugins, or you even have some kind of an initial um, or some kind of how does it go, like boilerplate, right? A
Yeah.
boilerplate site that you need to deploy every time for new clients as you're starting a project. InstaWP is an amazing platform to do that, and through our integration, you will be able to launch websites within. You can launch a free WordPress instance within 5 seconds or so.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And with this integration, what it will allow you to do, you will need to do some initial setup. So they're gonna have a plugin on their end which will house our stuff. And what this will allow you to do, yeah, very similar to, I think the only one they have right now is Mailchimp, so we're going to be the second one. And what
Yes.
this will allow you to do, you just need an API key from our side. And then what will happen is it will be the first time that you will be able to install Atom automatically on each site that is created here, and it will automatically add it to your dashboard. So previously on you kind of have to go through a small activation process to get it added to your dashboard. But with this InstaWP setup, we're moving away from that and it's going to be automatic. And then we're also going to bring this into other areas of the dashboard, like adding it through Atom's dashboard too, but we'll talk about that later.
So we
But yeah,
should
from
see
here, you'll be
basically
able to tick on, yeah,
a similar screen. Yeah, you'll be able to choose here to install the plugin or
checkbox.
whatever. Yes,
Yeah.
very much like we have on Rocket right now. If you create a site on Rocket, uh, test site, continue, then you can choose. If you need to sell, then you get WooCommerce. If you need, let's say, a multi-site, then you get a multi-site. If you need, optimizing the website, you get Yoast and stuff. And if you want to collaborate, you get Adorim, right? So that's the same kind of thing that we're trying to do as well with a bunch of other hosts this coming year. And this is a great way to get started with this. But what really wanted to show here is how quick this is. So look how fast it is to create a new WordPress instance. Create a site and it's done. If the
So
demo
imagine
goes,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So imagine this, but on the WordPress sidebar, you've got Atom and it's activated and it has all of your
and
settings
it's activated
and it's
and
yeah,
it's
and it's on
added
your
and
dashboard
yeah,
already.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
so it's going to be awesome.
Right. So these are just two of the examples of what's coming this year in terms of partnerships, but there are many more. For example, we're working with Convesio as another host to do something pretty similar to what we did with Rocket. But Rocket and Convesio, they serve different types of users, and therefore I think this is going to be another great collaboration. And there's a few more that I can't wait to share with you that are massive, but unfortunately, we can't say them just yet. So stick around, and this is going to be a really awesome surprise as we announce them in the coming months. Next up, and the final category, really, for this presentation is more control over your work. And let's dive straight in because I think we're almost at the top of the hour
Yeah,
here.
it's classic, man. We always go over time. I was expecting it
10
like an
minutes,
hour and a
10
half
minutes.
anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
got to
yeah,
be 10
yeah,
minutes, right?
yeah.
Right, project stage. So again, like we did with the previous ones, we're going to go into a few of the features that we released last year and then talk about what's coming this year. Last year we released an I think it's an incredible feature called project stages. And the point of project stages is it comes from a true pain point that clients never know when they need to do stuff. And what I mean by this, when we start a project, we have a picture in our mind when we want to get this done. Even more than that, if it's an agency, Jehrome, if you remember the board that we had at the office, right, where we
Yep.
check things up, like a revision, discovery done, content done, revision one, homepage done, revision one done, right? And we had like a
Yep.
physical board in the office to kind of track the progress, and there was a date at the end where we wanted to reach that date. Um, we knew about it, but clients never got that. And even if we did communicate this to them at the beginning of the project, when we want to launch, and sometimes they would lay out when they want to launch, there was just not a sense of urgency around it. So project stages solves all of that. So let's see how this really works inside the dashboard. Right, we have this Apple site. I can click on, or you know what, let's go to we have this showcase project here on WordPress, but it works both on WordPress and on regardless. So you see, I clicked the stages. This little calendar button here, open stages, and then I have a bunch of stages mapped out for this project. Revision 3, by which date, wireframing, when, design, when, and so on and so on. Revision 1, revision 2, website complete. And we can set the date. We can add custom things here. And when they're done, we could just mark them as done by just clicking here, right? Like these ones were. Now, that's very similar to what you see in project management systems. They call them milestones, right? Um, but the cool thing here is that this is then being passed on. So let's go into here. I click the button. It's going to take me to the website, log me in automatically, just as a by the way. And then,
Oh, you got compact mode on, of course.
compact mode. Let's turn off compact mode. Go into settings. And let's turn off compact mode. And go to the front. Right. So what you will see here at the bottom is that
wow.
we're 210 days behind schedule on our wireframing, because you see we're still at the wireframing stage on this demo environment. And the client sees that, they know now why we're behind. And if they click on it, they get a full view of all of the stages and when they were done, if they were done, when, and what is currently pending. And you can see we have only one task that was due 6 months ago when we created this demo here, right? And so you can add project stages directly from here, and they will be visible to your clients. It's a great way to create urgency.
Yeah, for sure.
Next, Jehrome.
Yeah, I think you covered it all. Yeah, definitely next. Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about this one.
Yeah, I think we. Yeah, sure. I think we can go over this one quite quickly. So
Yes.
this was sort of like, we never really planned to do this. This kind of was mostly based on user feedback. So, when you move from a staging site, you're on a staging site, you install the plugin, you make all of your tasks. Usually, the staging site then goes to live, but you want to keep all of your tasks. So what this allows you to do, it allows you to copy tasks over or move them. So delete them from the previous one and copy them over to the new one. And that's it. That's literally all the feature does. It's nothing fancy. It's just so you can keep all of the tasks that were made, even if they're all complete. I know people like to keep a log of everything that's happened. This allows you to do that. So then you can remove the staging website from your dashboard, uninstall the plugin, and then only have the live version with all of the tasks that were created on the staging as well. And that's what this feature is for.
Exactly. Let's move on. Really useful. It's kind of maybe a little boring, but it's really
nothing. Yeah, it's not sexy. It's not a sexy feature, but it is a handy one. Yeah. But that's why I thought, more control over your work, allows you to control that sort of transition from staging to live.
Exactly. All right, future. Let's talk about the future. So this one is a huge one, and it's actually already in testing right now. I played with this just the other day, and it was I got goosebumps just playing with this, because this is gonna be a huge game changer, really, for us and for all of our users. Really, the point here is that you can create internal workflows as you please. And you know what? Let me show the mock-ups of it. And Jehrome, why don't you explain the core of it while I find the screen? Or no,
Yeah,
actually,
sure.
I do. Right. Yeah, there it is.
So essentially, what this will allow you to do is, let's say, and I'll give you an example of what this would be useful for in my case. So let's say I complete tasks using Atom. I mark them as complete, but then for some reason my client feels the need to comment on completed tasks. But generally speaking, I ignore completed tasks because they're green, right? So why would I look at them? What I can do with this automation is that I can say, if a comment is added to a task that is complete, that would be the condition, mark this task as pending review. And automatically, every time my client comments on a completed task, the status will be changed to in progress automatically. So then I know if it's in progress, I need to look at it. Even if it's been completed previously, it makes me know, okay, cool, this task has been opened again by the client, and the automation has done that for me. And that's just a very simple example. You can do all of the actions on the dashboard, you will be able to do through automation. So for example, if I want to track, I want to send an email every time a time entry is made, I can do that. Or I want to assign someone to a specific task, Let's say I want to assign Vito to a task. Every time it's a task is marked as critical because I know Vito is going to take care of it fast.
Yes.
I create an automation. If a task is created and the condition is that the urgency is marked as critical, assign Vito,
Yeah.
and then the automation will take care of that for me. And those are
So
just two
we can
possibilities. It's endless.
yeah, we can create all these custom ones, or you can use some of the ones that we will craft for you, and we'll keep adding more of these things as they come, or as this progresses, this feature. But the idea is really, for example, when a comment is added and the task status is complete, then change the task status back to open. Or when a status changes to pending review, assign it to my QA guy, this person. Or when this particular tag is added, change the task urgency to urgent. Or for example, when a status change to pending review, add a comment in ClickUp task to notify, because ClickUp doesn't have they only have done or not done. They don't have pending review. They don't have these middle stages, right? Or for example, when a task is added, post it to a Slack channel. Or we just talked about project stages. This is really cool. When a project stage is past the due date, send an automated email from the Adarim inbox, where you can craft the email and send that email straight away. And so, really, the possibilities are endless. And especially if we're bringing in the concept of the integrations that we have, then really you can create your entire workflow from start to finish using this automation feature. And here you're going to have all of the automations that you can turn them on, turn them off, to see who can access them, and whatever, right? Um, Back to the board, to here. Where is this guy? Yes, this is automations. If then, this is already built, but still needs to be improved a little bit before it's going to go live and over to you all. Next up, custom boards. This is highly requested. Really, the point of it is to give you the ability to create. So if we're going to go to our board screen, here you have two boards. Oh, let me stop these tasks here. Here you have two boards, right? You have a status and urgency. But what if you want to create your own custom ones, like on Trello, for example? So this new feature will allow you to craft your own boards and then drag and drop and build your own workflows right in here. You will be able to change them based. Currently, it's kind of probably going to be based on the tags. So a column is going to be equivalent to a tag, or maybe it will be a new metadata, a new type of categorization that will put them into those boards. But then you have basically on the left hand side, you have the projects. So let's go to here, for example, at Apple. You have who's this guy, that the task that we saw. And if we drag this to in progress, again, everyone is being notified and so on.
We can't see
Uh,
your browser, by the way, Vito, with Atom if you're
oh,
showing it.
sorry,
Thanks.
I thought it would do it. And share screen, entire screen. Now they can. Yes. So
Yeah.
you can see, you can on the left side you have the projects that you can jump between them. And you see we have changed this title on this image, or if we're going to this Apple site, we have this in progress. So the concept is that on top of the status and the urgency boards that we currently have, you will have the ability to create some custom ones as well. Next.
Yeah, I think that's it. Simple one,
Okay.
but effective. I think this is highly requested.
Yes. And again, we're talking about here, this category is more control over your work. So we saw the automations, we saw the custom boards, and this is something also really exciting, which is the file manager. So what happens if clients now upload, or stakeholders upload images or files as tasks or as comments inside tasks? How do you find them? Currently, you need to go and find the relevant task and find that file in there. There is no way to manage all of those files that are coming in from different areas. So really what is going to happen is that for each one of your projects, you're going to have a file system. But we're actually taking this a step further. I don't know if it's going to allow me to move this here. Will it? No. Which is the ability to actually upload those images or upload files directly from the canvas. This guy, here it is. Let me stop here and present another screen, entire screen, this guy, yes. So you see we have a little drop zone where you can just drop files into this sidebar or drop files directly onto this entire thing. Will become a drop zone if you're dragging a file in. And then these files are going to be automatically stored in this project. So all of the assets that you need to receive from your clients, you don't need to send them to Dropbox, Google Drive, or anything like this. Just drop them in here. You'll have them. You'll have access to them where you need them.
And also, this goes back to the integrations we mentioned earlier of the file storage.
Yes,
so
exactly.
If you want, you can set it up where if they do drag it onto here, it will then go into your Dropbox or it will go into your Google Drive if you want to store them there as well.
Exactly. And then that's it, really. So I would love to hear what you guys think about this this roadmap, how this is going to work for you, and as just a kind of a way to close the. Oh, look at this kind of stuff. They made some animations, but broke along the way, right? Really, the goal for this year, or the goal or the mission of Adarim, is making the web collaborative. We're going to continue down this path in 2023. Jehrome, have an amazing year.
You too, man.
How long do we know each other?
I think it's nearly 5 years now.
5, 6 years, maybe even.
5. I think I joined your agency in 2018, I think.
Right.
Yeah, I was 28. I'm 33 this year, man.
Yes, we're definitely getting old. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But we're progressing, which is a good. It's
true.
We're way in a different place than when we first
Oh
started.
yeah, for sure, man. I've learned more in these last 5 years than I think I learned in my whole 20s.
Yes. Yeah. Same here. And this year as well, with everything that is coming and everything that we're doing, is going to be an incredible one.
Yeah, man. Excited. All of these features excite me. All of them, like all the new ones we're building. It feels like we've really, merge sites. Yeah, is fine. Project stages is great, but they feel small compared to what we're planning this year.
Yes.
They feel like they're very what's the word I'm looking for? Not focused. That's not the right word. Contained features. They're very contained. But I feel like a lot of the ones we're here will make a massive impact across the board for the dashboard. So yeah, super exciting.
Okay, awesome. I agree 100%. And I'd like to thank everyone that has joined us for 1 hour and 12 minutes so far on this presentation. Please remember that we have that you can go to innovate.adarim.io and add your comments, your ideas. We now have a public roadmap that you can access, and this is really exciting. Come up with ideas, see what others are saying. Let us know what excites you guys the most, and let's grow together. Keep growing together.
Awesome, man.
Bye. Have a great weekend.
Bye, guys. You too, man.